There we go. Hopefully I have sound. I'm having a morning this morning. I don't know about you, but I pressed go live on everything except the Facebook page. So that started off well because I was talking to the webcam. Nothing was happening. And then I think I was muted too. So what else can I do this morning? But I can see we've got a few people coming on board now. So I will just chat to you for a moment. So hello, Gillian and Jitty and Lourdes and Ruth. Nice to see you. And Jan from a wet Western supermarket. Yeah, it's raining here as well. Charlotte is in Hawaii. My goodness, Charlotte. Very, very fancy. Carol and Betty. Yes, I'm getting sad. That's okay because I have to mute. I have that little thing that says I'm coming on in 5 minutes, but the first time I used it, I forgot to mute the microphone so you could hear me breathing. So, so now I have to remember to turn it on, but also I panicked because I forgot to press the go. So technology today, it's just going to be one of those days. I'm sure you all having the same thing. So let's have a look. We've got, they all going, yes, can't hear you. Ooh. So hi, Pamela and Paula and Helen and Mina and Joe and Sharon and Elizabeth and Totally B says, morning, everyone. We have sound. Yes, I've been sitting here since 8 o'clock and I've been adjusting the lights and I've been doing all the bits and pieces we need to do. Got my microphone on. Didn't turn it on. See, I have my list of things to do in order and obviously didn't do it, but I've been working on a new camera today, so I'm hoping that we're going to have really nice images for you to be able to see what I'm doing. So I won't read them out because we've got a lot here, but hello Carol and Natalie and Jax. Excuse me, hiccups now. Oh, see. And Robin and Annette, Camille, goodness me, I can, Jax says, I'm glad you're breathing. Yes, all you could hear the first time I did it was me going, as I was just doing, no, actually what I was trying to do that time was get my webcam to work. So technology aside, let's just have a look and see if we have a decent image. There we go, look. Oh dear, thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. Hi Seema and Chrissy and Anne. So this is what I'm going to be showing you today. These are beautiful beaded brooches. Now this is right up my alley. Absolutely adore these and I would wear all of them. They're beautiful. Now these are done as brooches, but I don't think there's any reason why you couldn't put a hair clip on the back and make these into hair grips. You could stitch 2 little jump rings onto here and then add a chain and make it a necklace because they are absolutely stunning. There we go. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can get the camera, because every few goes it decides. There we go. Let's see if we can get that to zoom in. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the detail on there. So Jeanette says, lovely clear screen today. Yes, thank you, Jeanette. I am trying. And Lorna says, nice and clear sound. Yes, I bought myself a microphone. And Jack says, ground yourself, girl. We can chat amongst ourselves. Yeah, so I'm working on the technology. You know, as we go along, this is new ground for a lot of us. My webcam that I used last week didn't focus enough, and my phone stopped playing. But now I've done some twiddly things on my phone, and hopefully you're going to be able to see a lot more. So Jeanette says, just got back in time to watch after having a flu jab. Ouch! Oh my goodness. Needles. No. And Lourdes says, on a bag, that would be fabulous. And Lucy says, love these, but I have a full basket already. Yes, indeed. So good on you. Now let's have a look at the website. let's go and see these kits, because Simon has given us a fabulous deal on these kits, which we have for 2 days. There's 30% off the kits for 2 days. So if you're new to this, and you pop over to totallybeads.co.uk, up there, you see in the top right hand corner, there's the details of the Facebook Lives. Because I do a live for Totally Beads on a Wednesday, but there are Totally Beads ones with Sarah Millsop and Kitty, so pretty much every day, and have been all during lockdown. The girls have been working like Trojans to bring us lots of, you know, fabulousness. But for each one, Simon puts up a nice little deal. So if we go to the embroidery brooch kits section, you will see that there is a nice discount on all of these lovely kits. So, and there's all sorts. Today I'm going to be playing with the heart, just because I really like that. But look, we've got a teddy bear, we've got a bow, there is the cherries. Look at that. I love this one down here. The embroidery Emerald August, that's called, with the butterfly. Oh my goodness. And the dragonfly. Now this one as well is definitely me. If you know me at all, you know that I do love a flamingo. I have one hanging from my handbag, and I have another one hanging from my sewing bag. And my phone case used to have flamingos all over it as well. And I have a couple of dresses with them. So this one, I get, again, you know, needs to be done. So we've got all sorts in here. We've got peacocks, feathers, beautiful bouquets, cats, the owl, the detail on that is stunning. And as you can see, there's a nice discount from those for you to play with, and the discount lasts for the next 2 days. So the one I'm going to be doing is this one here. It's also available in black, which is down there, and the other finished one is the poppy, which is this one. Now the poppy is larger and it takes more beads. So now you get everything that you need in the kit. You get the templates, you get instructions, you get the needle, the thread, everything. So it gives you something to play with. It's in a complete kit, and I love that. So Betty says, look at the dragonfly. It's amazing, isn't it? It certainly is. Lucy says the obsession is the struggle. So I love the strawberry. Not sure I can do anything other than Facebook Live, says Leslie. I want USB 3 now after watching Kitty today. Yes, bless her. She's been doing the USB today, which looks amazing. She popped round to my house last night on the way to the studios. She's worked so hard. Her and the team are just incredible. So, yeah, at least you come to me afterwards. So you're all prepped to have some fun. Bernie says the owl is stunning. Yes, Becky, more prettiness for us. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. You know, and actually, if you've not had a go at bead embroidery before, it's really, really simple. And especially with these kits, because, hold on, let me just refocus. There we go. I've moved my hands now and my phone's getting a bit confused. But there we go. So these are the kits finished. Okay, so with the heart, you get the little key. Betty says, how can we choose? And I'm no good at embroidery. Well, you don't have to be. You don't have to be, because everything is printed on your little template. So here's the heart template. And you also get with this a bigger, you know, view of it so that you can see. And then you get full instructions too on how to put it together. And you get everything you need. Now, when it's in the pack, it comes, your template is like this. Now, here's one that Kitty was working on. She's actually not cut it out. So I think that might be, in hindsight, leaving it on the background as it is, leaving it in this piece so you've got something nice to grip onto would be quite useful. Now, the pattern actually tells you to put it straight onto your felt and stitch through the felt, okay? Not all the way through, but just picking up a few beads each time. Now, personally, we chatted about it and we think you might find it easier, and I personally would find it easier to stitch it all onto this piece and then cut that out before you add the outside beads, and then use those outside beads to actually connect it to the felt. Just because I think it's easier to go back down and come back up again when you can see both sides. So Jack says the instructions are in Russian. Yes, they are, but they're translated as well. So these are the Russian version. That's in Russian. We don't expect you to understand Russian. So, but this one is it translated. So it's translated into English. So you've still got all the pictures. And basically, the thing is as well, with these things, you can actually make it your own. You can change it if you want to. You could perhaps do something different in the middle. You could put a large bead in the middle, or you can loop beads or anything like that. So, but you can follow the instructions, follow the pattern, and you will have a beautiful piece just like this. Okay, so first thing is you get a needle in your pack. This is actually one of my needles. You do get it in the pack, but the pack was already opened and started. So you get the needle and you get your thread. So you get your, here we go, you get a little spool of thread. There's plenty there. And, you know, plenty for you to play with. Okay. So when we're looking at this one, you can see on here, it's got all these little diagrams here, all these little images. But if we look on the packaging, that's another reason why it's helpful not to have cut it out, because all of your beads are detailed across the bottom. So you've got a number with the little image. Okay, and then corresponding with that, you get these little tiny bags. So we get all these little numbered bags to help us. So we're not going to need to work out which bead is which, because they're all sorted. They're all put into different colorways. They're all sorted out ready for us. So, for example, I'm going to start in the middle. All right, so we're looking at the little black bead, and it does recommend starting in the middle, and I think that's going to be easiest. Start in the middle and work your way out. But what you could do is you could start in the middle like this and then do some odd ones with the other colours. But I think when you're working that way, you end up with gaps, and it could be, you know, the gaps themselves. You don't really want gaps. You want everything to nudge up. So if you can do this set of beads first and then the next set so that they're all nice and tight in like this, then you'll find that much easier than doing some of this and some of this and some of this and then trying to fill in that little gap there. Lucy says, oh dear, these hearts just fell in my basket. Bless you. So the ones in the centre of this are the black ones, which on my little pattern, let's just move these out of the way because I've got you zoomed in nice and close. But that means my work area is quite small. So I want to start with the black ones, which are pack 5. So find pack 5 and open these up. And you've got enough, obviously, to make one set. Ooh, there we go. So Sarah would have used 2mm crimp beads. Oh, is somebody asking about the hematite one? Yes, it was 2mm crimp, and I can't remember what colour I used. I'm wearing the necklace, so I can't really tell because I've made it all up together. So, but Jax says basket overflowing now. Sharon says I only had silver ones. Is that about the crimp beads, mainly? I don't know. Lucy said I took a couple of things out to compensate for these. Angela said, I found it easier to do the smaller beads first and then the larger ones. That's a good point, actually. And I think you'll find your own way. That's what it's like with beading, I think, and with embroidery too, to be fair. You start off with the instructions and then sort of go with your own gut, so to speak. So what we're going to do is I threaded my needle and tied a knot in the end. I've actually probably got a bit too much thread on here, so I'm just going to cut it down. I'm looking at about a total of about 20 inches. Sorry, I work in inches as a quilter, but 20 inches is about 55 centimeters, so that's how much I've got on here. You're not going to use very much thread at all, so you might want to work with shorter length if you find yourself sort of I'm just reading some of the comments and I'm a bit lost. Anyway, yes, so if you find yourself getting tangled, use a shorter thread. Lucy says, never done embroidery before. I hope I can do it. Oh, yeah, this is super simple. So I've tied a knot in one end and threaded my needle. And we're going to come up at the side of the first bead. I'm going to start from the middle outwards. And let me just sort out my focusing. So I'm going to have it focus a little closer to you. So the background is going to be a little fuzzy. But if we do it here and then I focus on this, hopefully. There we go. So I'm going to bring up just at that point there. You see, if you start to make a knot, start to make a mess with your thread, shorten it. And we're going to pick up one bead and we're going to go back down at the other side of the little drawn piece. There you go. Okay. And then just pull the thread through. And there is our first bead in place. Now, the thing with doing it straight onto the back here is you've got to come up very close to the edge of the bead through this without going all the way through it. Because if you have a look on the back, you don't want to see those ugly stitches on the back there. So to actually get down and come up again, I found to be quite difficult, which is why we've done this. Okay, so the next one, I pulled my thread through and then I'm going to come up next to the next bead. Now, these are seed beads and they have a shape to them when you look at them side on. Okay, they are sort of oval. When you look at them flat down, they're round. And when we're stitching them down, they're oval. So you want to come up with these ones around the edge to get them to radiate nicely. To get those to radiate nicely around the centre, you want to come up along the flat edge. Okay. Now, the joy of these is they're quite small projects. So if you're travelling on the train, or I used to do a lot of beading in my hotel room when I worked away from home, because I could keep everything. I used to keep it in a margarine tub. And I put a little beading mat, a piece of beading mat, and put it in the lid of my margarine tin so I could turn the lid over. And it meant that, my beads were all safe and I had a workspace wherever I was, but a project could fit in my handbag. So Naida, I think that's how you say it, says, I'm from Russia originally, no problem with translation, so if anyone should need extra help. Brilliant. So I'm going to pick up my thread and go back in the other side like that and pull that tight, and you see it sits just over, because we've come up the sort of flat side, it sits just over. There we go. All right, so it's a bit trickier to see the black ones. Sharon says, I have to go and get ready for the bus, but for my volunteer day at the local charity shop. Oh, lovely. Well, I hope you have a good day, and I hope the weather smiles on you today. It's absolutely chucking it down here. But I'm just going to squirrel myself away in my studio all day and hope it stops. So I'm coming up at the flat side of the next seed bead. And then we're going to go back down again into the side of that one. So I'm starting off with the radiating little black bit in the middle. Lourdes says, question, Sarah P, are you on the Totally Made handmade group yet? We need to see your creations. I don't know which creations you mean there, Lourdes, whether you mean my sewing creations or my beading ones. I've not really shared to the group. I should. And Sue says, I use Chinese takeaway tubs. Oh, that's just as good. Yeah, might as well reuse. So let's just work around and do a couple around that centre start. So looking at this one, this is what I'm creating. That little centre just there. Okay. Sharon says it's chucking down here too, but the bus stops outside my house. Oh, there you go. That's nice and easy. So I am just moving that next bead out the way, coming up on the flat side of the oval. Basically, what I mean is the flat side. You can see here with this bead, it is a sort of, it's got two flat sides and then a curve at top and bottom. It's like an elongated oval. That is the shape that we're taking advantage with on here. So. Right, so I'm going to pull that tight. And I want to make sure that each time I'm doing it, that the bead itself sits the way I want it. So, oh, Lourdes says beading, of course. I should share some of my others on there, shouldn't I? All right. Let's pick up another one. And come back down. It's quite therapeutic. And you create something absolutely beautiful with it. Now, if you're finding when you're looking at these, finding the little design a little tricky to see, then go back to the pattern, which I've just moved out of the way. Where did I put it? Is that one? Nope. Oh, it's over here. Look at the size of this. So this is what we're doing at the moment. Let me bring it in a little bit. So you can see much more easily on that than you can on this. And this is canvas, actually. And, oh, Jude says, I've never done this before, but I've ordered the poppy to have a go. Looking forward to trying it. Yes, the poppy is gorgeous. The poppy has a lot more beads in it because basically what you've got in the centre here is this is raised. So there's a set of beads underneath that, and then you've got beads going over the top as well. So that means that that's got a lot more beads in it. Beautiful, that, isn't it? I love that with those big glittery beads on the side here. These sort of cabochons that are just stitched either end, so to hold them down. Beautiful. Lovely. Now let's just carry on. So I'm picking up this one now. So, oh, I've got a little knot on the back. Where's that come from? It's just a little tangle. Pick up my next bead. The hardest thing about doing this actually is trying to talk while I'm doing it. Because I'm feeling quite calm now. I'm feeling very relaxed and almost like I'm sitting in front of the TV, just watching the telly. Because this is the kind of time that I like to do stuff like this. You know, no pressure, no rush. Right, so there's my first floret in the middle. A little tangle there. Untangle that and pull that through. So there's my little centerpiece. Lucy says, my old man keeps telling me to calm my little self down. Just can't help myself. Bella says, not beaded for ages, but going to try these. Yes, Bella, these are beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, I think the Mina says, found some 4mm round beads from a bundle I bought months ago from Totally Beads. Yes, that's always worth. So when you finish and you've got any bits left over, label them, because I've done the same. I've done the same thing. Bought things and not been sure what they're for. So the next time I'm going to do these two bigger ones around the outside. Now what you can do if you want to, if you're traveling from here to from one side to the other, you want to make sure that your thread stays nice and tight so your beads don't lift up. What you could do is just go onto the back and pop your needle through one of the other threads. And then what I do is I wrap my needle, my thread around my needle, and that just gives me a little stop stitch. So now I know those center ones are very, very tightly secured. Okay. Robin says, I'm going to try this craft. I agree, very therapeutic. And it's beautiful as well. The results that you get are absolutely stunning. I mean, who wouldn't appreciate that as a gift? I mean, if you're wearing that on your coat, and people say that people don't wear brooches anymore. I love brooches. I have lots of brooches, vintage ones and homemade ones and bought created ones, and quite often people do comment on my lovely brooches and ask me where I get them, because this is a stunning work of art. If you wear that in your coat, somebody is going to ask you where you got it from, and you'll be able to do that smug face that we all like doing when we say, I made it. Yeah, we like that little smug face, don't we? So, but as somebody said, we could do it on a hat. You could put jump rings on it, make it into a necklace. You know, even if you really wanted to, you could make it into a dress ring. That's maybe a little ostentatious. Or a corsage. Yeah, liking that. Sew it onto a bag. Lorna, can go get blank canvas to make, can go get blank canvas to make your own designs? Yes, I suppose so. I don't know what type of canvas this is. But yeah, I suppose once you've had a go and you decide you like it, there's nothing to stop anybody having a go at something different. Right, so there we go. There's our centerpiece. Now I'm putting the side black pieces in before I put the rest of those beads away. All right. So I'll do. And you can work it in whatever order you want to. Just whatever you are comfortable with. I do that all the same with cross stitches. Oh, Jack's on a hair grip. Yes, yes, definitely. Camille says, I do that all the time with cross stitches. You just add beads to it. Yes, I suppose so. Yeah, definitely. Robin says, also ornaments. I do a lot of needle and thread beadwork. Yes, I really do enjoy this, actually. I've done it onto buttons and all sorts of things, little metal buttons, or done a piece and then incorporated it into a bag or something like that. So Betty says, I have lots of brooches. Friends would wonder what's wrong if I didn't. Yeah, I think brooches are such a design classic. I collect actually Leah Stein brooches. She was big in the 60s. So I buy vintage ones, and when I used to collect them, when I started collecting them, they were about £30 each. Now, because vintage stuff is a lot more popular, I'm lucky if I can find them for under £80 or £90. So, you know, that's the problem, isn't it, when we collect these things? But they are joyful to wear. And I have a lot of homemade ones now. Actually, Bernie says, bead foundation fabric on Totally website as a base fabric. I use it for soutache. Now, I'm never quite sure how to say that. I want to say suffering succotash. But I don't think that's right. But Yes. So just on now, how do you get the fabric you're beading on, says Laura. It's actually part of the kit. So here's the kit. Okay, and in the kit, Laura, you get everything you need. You get full instructions. These bits are in Russian, but you do get a lovely insert in English. So don't panic. We do have the English version in there too. And you get all the beads you need. They are all in little numbered bags. You have the fabric that we're beading onto with a little key along the bottom to help you. You get the thread and the needle, and then you're good to go. And also you have a bigger picture for your template there as well. If you're looking at this and thinking, oh, I can't quite see which bit's which, that's fine. You've got a large version there to help you out. Oh, there you go. All right. Betty says they would make nice wall hanging, door hanging, or window hangings. They would indeed. I have a roll of the canvas I purchased from an art shop used for painting on. Yeah, Jean, I don't know if that canvas would be a bit thick because this is quite flexible. I don't know, to get your needle through. Lorna says, thank you, that's what I meant to say. Autocorrect. Right, so let me pick up another black bead. Here we are, and I'm going to go down that side one here. So now in here there are smaller beads that need to go in those little gaps. So the smaller beads, looking at this, so here we go. I've got my bigger image, so I'm looking at these ones here. So just working out which ones these are, and then I look at my key and it's number 8, you see. So that's how it works. Basically we're matching that key up to our image, and I would Naida says I always do an evening's beading session of beading or embroidery in front of TV after dinner. Me too. Actually, at the moment I'm doing my crystal art. I'm doing my diamond dots. I love the little crystals. Find it quite therapeutic, and it means we can't use the dining room table. So, well, I can, but I have to sweep everything away. So yeah, so we've got the key on here, and as I said, if we hadn't cut this out, I would leave it in just to work with something slightly bigger. So anyway, now I need number 8. Let me just close bag number 5, and I need bag number 8, which is this one. Now these are teeny tiny ones, so these are going to fit inside the gaps. Right, so let's take and empty those out just there. Right, so I'm going to come up in the gaps in between. So there's one there. Pull my thread up. Grab one of these and go back down the gap. Do make sure you've got nice good light for this, because detail work, you should be using a really good light. Shelley says, wow, these are adorable. I can feel a lovely craft coming on to add to all my others. Thanks, Totally Beads and Sarah. Yay. Nadia says, brooches are great to wear in the autumn and winter with our coats and jumpers. Definitely, definitely. And, you know, to secure a scarf, you know, put with a lovely scarf and then put a brooch right in the middle. Jean says, I don't think so. Have the sample you're working on. It seems to feel the same. Cool. As I said, I don't know what canvas you have. So, right. So there's that one gone in there. And then we're going to pick up the next one. And go in that gap there. come across the side. So what I'm doing with this is I'm basically repeating every action all the way round. So I'm going to work in circles like this. So Jack says, she's replying to Naida saying, yes, add some colour to our lives. Gosh, do we need that? Yes, we do. So let's have something beautiful. And the nice thing about this is people say, you know, am I able to do bead embroidery? Well, yes, because in this case, it's just, you've got a needle, you thread it, you come to your template, you bring your needle up on the template, you pick up your thread, you pick up your bead and you go back in again, and that's it. We're just going up and down. Just keeping everything nice and close together. And it's nice and simple. As I said, to make everything fit nicely, you'll see that the images of the beads themselves are ovals. So that replicates the shape of your seed bead because they're slightly longer. So basically when you are working with this, let me bring my needle up and point to you on here because it's just easier to see. All right, so you'll cut this side and go down that side. If you come up this side on the template, your bead will actually lie that way and it might be harder to fit them together. So Anaida said you can also use stiff felt as a base for embroidery. Always worked on this type. Yes, indeed, you can. And this comes with thick felt, but that thick felt is actually for the backing. Okay, so you can do all sorts of things with beaded. It's quite nice on linen as well, but that is a little bit more fiddly. This has a nice structure to it. So that bead's going to fit in that little gap there when I pull that tight. There we go. And where's another? There's three at the bottom here. So let's go in the sides for those 3. Can we have a link to the kit, please? Yes, there should be a link at the top, actually. I put it in, but it might not be showing. Oh, Totally Beads. There you go. Excuse me, I'm just taking a mouthful of my coffee. Let's keep the voice going. Right. And there we go. So we just continue working all the way around. Picking up a bead, coming back down and into there, back into the other side, and your bead will lie on its side. And as I said, every now and again do a little stop stitch. Okay, so a stop stitch, let's just do this extra here. This will stop any beads coming loose. All right. Come back down there. Right, so stop stitch, turn onto the back, go through one of the previous threads or a little bit of the canvas. So you've got your needle passing halfway through like that. This is not in the instructions. This is what I do as a hand embroiderer. And wrap it round your thread and then pull that nice and tight. And we have secured our beads on the front. I would also do this before I put it away. You know, if I don't get the whole thing done in one sitting, which you might be lucky enough to sort of sit there and do the whole thing from beginning to end. But if you haven't and you're going to put that away, I don't want these coming loose. So Lucy says, got my kits. Old man is on beans and toast for the rest of the week. Right, I'm going to pop those spare ones back because I finished doing those little ones for a while. And the next ones that go around the outside of all of that. Oh, did I do those black ones? Yeah, I need to put 3 more black ones on there, and then I've got these ones that go around the outside, which, looking at my key, again, there's the image. There's the image. This is the ones I need. Looking at my key, they are pink with a yellow outline. So that will be number 9. Looking at that, I think. So, and actually, this is what they recommend you're doing. So that's kind of what we're doing. That's the stitch we're kind of doing. We're going up through the bead, the side of the bead, and back down the bottom again. And just keep adding those beads all the way around. Now, this one, as I said, does have, this one's quite raised. There's a lot of beads in this one. This one's quite raised. So what you're doing is adding a number of them onto there. And bringing them back down again in the correct place, because that will give you that lovely raised centre that you've got going on there. Absolutely delightful. Once you've got almost to the edge, so with it like this, we've not put it on to our backing. The instructions tell you to do it, but actually I find that a little bit tricky. So Sue says the Poppy Brooch kit only appears to have a 10% discount. Okay, I'm hoping somebody at Totally Bees can look at that. So yeah, my understanding is that there should be a 30% discount on the kits. So hopefully that'll get sorted out, no worries. So anyway, once you've got you're getting close to the edge, what you want to do is to do those last few rows. Place it on here and cut it out, and use those last few rows actually going into the felt as well to hold it all together. Betty says the umbrella is mine. It's cute wee starter for me. There you go. Yes, Lorna, it's sort of a back stitch. Yep, definitely. You're just going up and down. It doesn't have to be that stitch. You could just go up and down and whichever way you want, because it's all going to be nice and you're not going to see the back. So it's not going to be, it doesn't matter whether it's untidy or not, because you're not going to see it. So with that last bit, you're going to cut around the outside and sew those last 2 pieces on there to make it look like this. So you've got, if I just bring that in, hang on, let's just see if I can zoom that in even further. Just bear with, technology is grand and I am getting better with it, but I have to, there we go, it's just right there. So we've got that very close there, and you can see, got to find the focal point. Come on, focus, there you go. You can see these all the way around. There we go. Look at that, isn't that lovely? So once you've done that, there's also the little key. You get the little, so key to your heart, which you can stitch onto the bottom of your piece. And that's basically just gone through a bead. Let's get that. Oh, come on, focus. I mean my camera, not me. I'm focused. There we go. You can see just the little, lovely little key. Stitched on there. And then on the back, you take a bit of the extra felt from the outside and you can stitch that down with your brooch back if you're going to add a brooch back. So if you've got, you could glue it down if you wanted to, but you could put one of the hair clips. Last week I did the hair fascinator workshop or tutorial. There was a fascinator in that bundle, or a number of fascinators, or there was also a tiara, a headband on here. Bella, it might be worth messaging Totally Beads. They're very lovely. Might be worth messaging them. So there we go. Look at that, isn't that lovely? So I'm going to continue, but I hope that you are going to enjoy having a go with these. And we would love to see your finished items on the Totally Beads Facebook page, and also over on my Facebook page, which is Sarah Payne Quilter. I would love to see. Bella says, never mind, I'll just have to get more now. It's a bargain. There you go. But I would love to see, we would love to see what you're actually creating with these. And it would be lovely to, see lots of inspiration. Robin says, newbie question, would it be possible to turn these into keychains? Definitely. Now, with keychains, all you need to do is actually sew probably either on the side so that it dangles down like that, or in the center, but stitch a jump ring in there, and you'll actually then be able to attach that to your keychain. Just keep that, because it's felt on one side, just don't put this bit on the back. You could certainly turn that into a keychain. And something like that on a key, a gift for somebody who's perhaps moving house or gone off to university and they want something that reminds them of a home, put it on their key ring for, their student houses or something like that. That's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? And I think it makes a lovely gift, but it's also fun to make. And often for me, I was saying this the other day, I was saying this to Kitty about I'm working on a really big crystal art. It's actually a picture of Klimt's The Woman. And the last one I did, I loved it. And I've not actually done anything with it, because for me, it was actually the process of making it that I really enjoyed the most. I really should get it framed, but but there we go. So Sue says, thank you, TB, prompt action as always. Okay, let's just on the website now with those lovely kits. Let me just refresh that and see. So I'm guessing that she means they've sorted out. There you go. There's the price. Has been sorted out. Thank you. Thank you, Totally Beads. But I mean, look at these designs. Let's just go through them very quickly, because as I said, there is a 30% discount. There is a 30% discount on these for the next 2 days. It only lasts for 2 days. So if you want to grab it, you really need to grab it now. So what have we got here? We've got a bear. There's the bow, cherries. There is that butterfly is absolutely brilliant. And I did see somewhere the flamingo and the grey. It doesn't all have to be about bright and bling. We've got that wonderful graphite one there in greys. But I thought I saw did I see a dog? That's lovely as well. And actually showing that one on a scarf, that is really a feature piece, isn't it? So, yeah, there we go. There's a pug. Oh, my goodness. So we've got a cat and a dog. Actually, my best friend has a pug. That's lovely. Lucy says, I do a lot of crystal art, make them, and then they live under the bed to keep them flat. Yay! Yeah, pretty much. And actually today, this is suitable for today, because it is chucking it down outside here. And we've got an umbrella. Look at that. So then we've got the grey heart, which I've also got a sample of here. And also there's these little gloves there, aren't they sweet? So that's what you've got in your opportunities. So that's what you can actually have a play with. I'm just going to take you back very quickly, if I can get this to focus again. Right, so come on, focus down there. There we go. So let's just bring you back in so that you can see what we've actually been working with today. So these are the 3 samples that I've got finished. We've got the petal, we've got the poppy, we've got the heart in red, that's the one that I was doing, and we've got it in black as well. And you get all of the bits that you need. You can see here, they're all numbered. You've got the little key, you've got everything that you need, and there is a key on your piece of canvas to which ones relate to which one. But as I said, you do also get a massive picture of it too. So that really helps. And these instructions are in Russian, but we do have it as well in English. This is inserted in there too. So you get all the beads you need. You've got your canvas, You've got your nice thick felt for the backing. You have your brooch back. You have your needle, and you have plenty of thread there to be playing with in your kits. So, Lucy says, lovely tutorial. Thank you very much. Very much for showing us all. Enjoy your day, everyone, and happy beading. Much love to you all. Yes, so there we go. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you are making with your kits. And as I said, share it to the Totally Beads page and also tag me in, or you could go straight to me at Sarah Payne Quilter, which is my Facebook page. And I know that I can see a few. Janet says, just placed my order. I decided on the red heart. So much choice. May have to treat myself to another one. Yeah, I'm a bit like that. When there's a sale on, I think, oh, I should buy a second one. Just because, well, if I save a third on the first one and I save a third on the second one, then that means the third one is free, doesn't it? Or is that just me that thinks that way? It's like I need two of something because it was half price. Yeah, I won't be the only one that does that. And Bella can't wait to get started. So please do share. And I can see a lot of people who are here are from my page as well. So please make sure you share it on Sarah Payne Quilter because it will make everyone jealous, including me. I'm going to go back and carry on with this. I hope you have a really good day. And that the weather doesn't affect you too much. But the way I'm looking at it, I'm thinking my garden will probably, yeah, garden always benefits from a little bit of rain, doesn't it? So, and it means I get to get my brolly out, and my brolly is a big pink flamingo. So what's not to love? Have a good day, everybody, and keep beading. Keep safe and keep beading. See you soon. See you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.